Hello and welcome to this exciting teenage engineering episode of Take the Fair Out the Gear with me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And me, Jason Bangers, and today we're going to look at a slightly more in-depth look at the Teenage Engineering KO2 Knockout. So it's with great pleasure I say, over to you, dear Chumley.
Do you want to hold it up, dude? Go on.
Yeah, I haven't. You should have said we was going to hold my one up because I haven't dusted it. It's been collecting dust.
Well, mine's dusty too.
It's a bit like my Hoover. It sits in the corner collecting dust. One thing I will say about this, as complicated as they are, and we all know that the Teenage Engineering range is quite complicated with their bizarre menus and whatnots. Well, they're not even menus really, but anyway, I was able to plug this in without any knowledge of how to use it whatsoever, and I actually managed to sample my own voice, make a little tune up. So although they're hard to get to know, they're quite easy to get working with straight away.
Yeah, you could definitely come up with something, but then you have to look at the manual or YouTube to find out which buttons do what.
But what we're all about is to show you things that nobody else has, and so we look for other videos because we was beaten to it with these. We got the second run, unfortunately, so we didn't get it to you quick enough to be able to show you all its glories and whatnot. So it's all been done, but we've seen some things, or Simon has certainly noticed some things that hasn't been mentioned. And Simon, do you want to tell the good folk about what you know that probably hasn't been said on YouTube yet?
Definitely. Should we just press the button and give you a couple of bars?
We always try to go straight in, yeah.
A couple of bars. Just something knocked up earlier.
That's groovy.
Sounds a bit 80s, doesn't it?
I think anything you make on here is going to sound 80s, isn't it? Or 90s.
People have explained some of this, but not when I first got it. I didn't quite understand how it all works. And I think we'll try and explain it easily.
And quickly. We'll do our best.
Yeah. So basically you've got these 12 pads here. And you can see that's got drum samples on. And the way it works is you've got 4 groups. You can put any sound on those 4. So you've got 4 groups of 12.
A, B, C and D.
That's it. If you want to keep it simple, what we've done with this one is we kept the drums on A, and if I press B, you'll hear there's some kind of bass sounds. C, I think there's a couple of sort of keyboardy sounds. And D, that was a sample from the, here we go, sampled the OP1 in.
You got to have an OP1, haven't you?
And the great thing is you can go straight out the output of that into the input of the KO2, just with a normal MIDI jack lead.
The force is with this one, OP1 Kenobi.
It certainly is.
Heavy.
Yeah. And then let's just try this one. Oh, look. Oh, it's another snare. But yeah, you've got your 4 groups like that. And what I didn't realise is, on every group, there's patterns. So if you say hold down pattern A, there's pattern number 1, and you can press the plus or minus, and you can have on each of these groups up to 99 patterns, which is amazing.
That's quite a good thing.
So if for an example, if you've got to work these things out a little bit in advance, but if you're doing a song, you might want to do pattern 1 and 2 as the intro, 3 and 4 as maybe the verse, and then 5 and 6 as the chorus. And you'd want to kind of do it like that.
Yeah, because as far as we know, songwriting, well, the only way you can write songs is if you do your step length.
Yeah.
The full length of the song.
Yeah, you could do it like that. If you set up all your patterns for all the different parts of your songs, then this is what people don't necessarily explain. And obviously you've got patterns on each of these. If I go to D and hold that, you can see that's on D1, C1, B1, A1. And then what you can do to, I'd say, play a song live is you hold down the main button and you see that says SO1. And what that means is it's a scene. So if you imagine a scene in this song. So in this song, if we say scene 1, we could save that as A1, B1, C1, D1, and that would be the start of our song. Then what you could do is, you could press that again, you could set it to scene 2, and then you could have, say, A3, B3, C3, D3 as like your next part of your song.
So you can go from open hi-hats to close hi-hats to ride cymbal. You can just by flicking in the different scene.
And when you've actually set up all your scenes, then you can press the play button and then work through the scenes manually and play your song.
You do it live, you know.
And as far as we know, answers in the comments if you know differently. I think that would be the best way to make a song.
Probably the easiest way.
Yeah. And what some people don't say, I think you've got at least 9 projects. You hold down the main one and you normally press that, and you can see we're on project number 1, and you can do the same and go on to project number 2, 3, 4 to 9. That's a very, hopefully, reasonably clear and brief explanation of how it works.
Yeah, well, I think I understand what you're saying, so if I can understand it, I think anyone else can.
So you go from your pads to your patterns, and obviously you've got your 4 groups there. Then you can take a snapshot of those 4 groups for your different parts of your song, and then you've got the overall project. You've got 9 projects, so you can do like a whole project, then do a completely different song on project number 2.
Is it just me? I mean, I know it looks like a calculator, but it's got a Lego-y sort of look about it.
Yeah, well, if you hold it up, dude, you can see there's some holes in the side there.
Oh! On the feet?
No, here, in the side here.
Oh, yeah.
And on the holes on the side, they're compatible with the Lego Technic bricks.
Right.
So if you're interested, we can...
I thought they was inputs and outputs.
No. There, you could make a nice little Lego stand to have your KO2 angled at the right angle.
Oh, well, I'll be, yeah, there is. Yeah, okay, so you can make a stand out of Lego for this. That's great, isn't it?
It's awesome.
And we should have made one because, look, sorry about that, tubes.
Yeah, we've got the wobble on the go again.
Yeah, we have.
So I suppose apart from that, should we tell you something about it?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, the price, we'll go with the price, $299 in British pounds.
Yeah.
That's what they are, and they're now available again in the UK and hopefully around the world, and on the Teenage Engineering website they're available. So this is basically a sampler, sequencer, composer. Over here you've got a built-in mic, built-in speaker, and apparently you've got 6 stereo voices and 12 mono voices. I guess that's what you can have at the same time, so depending on how much you've got going on, that's what you've got. You've got 64 megabytes of memory. It doesn't sound a lot, but the way it's allocated, it works well.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can put your own samples in, you can connect it up to your computer, and you can drop samples in that way. There's all kind of things you can do with that. It's got pressure sensitive keys.
Yeah, that's great.
So
they work really well.
When you're using the effects, you can we'll show you. Look.
You've got something playing.
Yeah, well, here we go.
Yeah, they're really sensitive, aren't they? They're great. They work well. And like you say, it's at the bottom.
Yeah, press them at the bottom. If you do it at the top, you won't get anything. It's got the weirdest sampling frequency. Mm-hmm. It's 46 kilohertz, 16-bit.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, but it works. It's obviously they've done that for a reason. On the back there, you've got your stereo inputs, stereo outputs. You've got sync. You've got MIDI on the back. MIDI. There you go. So it's like a little mini jack to a normal MIDI connector.
Let's just get the old girl to focus and it's on automatic focus. There you go.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I didn't think you could work MIDI through one of these tiny little things, but there you go.
USB-C, you can power it, because I didn't realise you could power it off USB-C. You can power it off, I think, 4 AAA batteries.
What Simon is saying is power it. He's saying it's so fast it sounds like parrot.
Yes, you can try a parrot, but I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, it's not powering too well off of that though, because I notice that keeps going into like a Like it's not getting enough voltage or something, but they're only forward.
Well,
see that.
It might have a screensaver on it.
Yeah, it's possible, possible.
Yeah, answers in the comments if there's a screensaver, if it goes round, if you don't touch it for a while. And the other thing, your USB, you can transfer your samples back and forth and do backups of your KO2. And that's about it, because there's lots of videos telling you how to do stuff.
There's a whole lot more to it, but we just that's what we've found.
We're kind of giving you the concept of how it works from the pads to the projects, basically.
It's quite an affordable teenage engineering piece of kit, to be fair.
I've tried it, putting a keyboard into it, works fine.
Yeah.
You can do MIDI out, and the sync bit. I think you can even use DIN sync, which I think you could sync it to an 808.
Yeah.
If you like the idea of that, we might give it a go for you.
Yeah.
Answers in the comments.
And if you're seeing that pattern flashing around, I personally think it's the voltage from that little power supply that we're giving it. I don't think that's quite got enough. I could be wrong. See, look, I don't think that's right.
But
mine done exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Well, let us know if yours does the same.
Yeah. Well, we could just plug it into a electric one. It puts out a bit more and see if it still does it.
Oh, that's the point, yeah, because what I've noticed is I had this plugged in at home and I was running it off the same power supply that my computer was connected to.
Yeah.
And you can get a bit of noise, crosstalk or noise.
Okay.
So that's just bear in mind, you might want to power it from a separate USB rather than what your laptop or PC's plugged into. So that's a good tip as well.
A separate parrot supply.
That's it, one of the squawky ones.
Pieces of eight.
So that's the Teenage Engineering KO2, or EP-133 it's called. So it's a big goodbye from us at Take the Fear Out the Gear, from me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And me, Jason Bangers, and thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you found it informative. And don't forget, do us a favour, hit that old subscribe button if you don't mind.
Like, tell all your friends, share it around.
Yeah, click that bell, get your notifications. So we will see you on the next one, guys. From me, Jason Bangers. I don't know if I said my name, but I think you know who we are. I think they know who we are by now, so.
Yeah, and from me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
From him, Mr. Chumley Warner. To me.
And if you're in the UK, don't forget we've got Synth East coming up soon.
Take care, guys. Look after yourselves. Check we.